Welcome in, this is Storming Out's Gaming. I'm going to be showing you how to stand blade. This is my how-to video that's going to be going over passive skills and combos, both offensive and defensive. You ever want to learn how to stand blade, this is your video. Starting off, we're going to go over passives here. Well, first off, let's hit the gear. I'm using Potentate's bow. You can use Master's bow if you want to. I don't have one. Newman, Acolyte, two-hander Maul, Nerdhone, Molokina, Head, Stoons, Jack, New Moon Armor, all Divines, Weapon Damage, or all Divines with Shadow if you feel like it. I am a Khajiit. I can use Shadow when I'm in Cyrodiil, Weapon Damage, Stone whenever I'm in BGs. First off, Incapacitating Strike, Main Burst, Ultimate. Some people use the two-hander ult or Donnie. Seen it time and time again. Some people actually use the other morph for this for the major defile. It is magic damage, but that 30% reduction in damage is really nice. They do take 20% more damage for the next 6 seconds after this fires off. If you have 120 more ult, the enemy is stunned for 3 seconds. This was recently just changed, so instead of it silencing now it stuns. We got our stun back. While slotted, you gain the Reeve passive, which restores 100 magicka and stamina when you do a light or heavy attack on an enemy with a negative effect on them. Source of sustain, burst, constant outgoing damage. It's 73 ult, 7 meter range. It does have a little bit of a cast time. So, whenever you're trying to cast this, bear in mind when you hear this little distinct sound and you're the enemy player, you're roll dodging. That's why so many people miss their end caps. However, you come out of invis and do it, they're less likely to roll dodge it and actually get caught by it. In combat, when they get stunned by that surprise attack, they're expecting the end cap to come in real hot. Ambush Killer's Blade. There we go. Found my place. Some people use this. Scales off your max health. I really don't like it. I prefer the two-hander execute instead. But it is a nice little heal. And it's really hard when they're below 25% health. Ambush. Whoever you hit with it is going to get minor vulnerability on them for the next 10 seconds. 4,600. It's a gap closer. Also grants you empower for 5 seconds, increasing damage your next light attack by 40%. Mainly an open world skill in my opinion. For BGs, you can use it. I really don't feel like it's needed. Blur. Brawler Blades use it. I don't see many other people use it. It's basically your shuffle, but you can use it on the mag side. Piercing Mark, mainly a bow gank skill. Fractures their major resistances for 30 seconds. It is very noticeable. This is the reason I don't use it, is because as soon as you do this, everybody and their brother knows he's about to get ganked. Yes, you have broken through their resistances, but now they are defensive. They're keeping their buffs up, they're keeping their healing up, and they're staying next to their group and or constantly blocking. That is why I prefer not to use it. I would rather catch them off guard. Relentless Focus. Focus your senses for 1 minute, reducing the damage taken by 2% with every light or heavy attack up to 5 times. This is getting changed, bear in mind. It is going to add a crit bonus now. But this is what's going to stay retained. While active, hitting an enemy with 5 light or heavy attacks converts this ability into Assassin's Scourge, allowing you to fire a spectral arrow for half the cost that deals 16,603 disease damage and heals for 33% of the damage dealt if you are within 7 meters of the enemy. I do feel like that heal is not noticeable. Like, you can cast that and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the sound you'll get. That's when you know it's up. See, hit for 30k. If you heavy attack into it, it will hit hard. If you incap into it, it will hit harder. Passives. Increase your weapon spell damage by 10% while you are sneaking or invisible. Increase the duration of the stun from sneak by 100%. Always nice. You can combo that with your vampire if you are a vampire. I personally don't like the vampire. Feel like it's too much damage taken, too much cost increase. It is a huge amount of weapon damage and the sneak bonus is nice, but I'm getting better success out of not using vampire. Enemy dies within 2 seconds of being damaged by one of your assassination abilities. You restore 1876 magic or stamina, whichever maximum is higher. This is getting changed next patch as well. It will just be any ability. Pressure points, add weapon and spell crit ratings for each assassination ability slotted. As you can see, back bar I have 0. I have 1300 on my front bar. Increase your critical damage by 10%. This does stack if you are a Khajiit. Or if like you're running Thiefstone. I think they took that out of the Khajiit passive, if I remember right. Didn't they? No, it's still there. Okay. This is why I choose to run Khajiit. Increases your critical damage and critical healing by 10%. Decreases your detection radius and stealth by 3 meters. That's really nice. You know, you're a Nightblade. You're going to be stealth a lot. When you're running Shadow Mundus with the Divines and you're running that Hive crit and proccing off constant crit damage, it's going to hurt. Max health and stamina mag, all increased 825. Increase your health, stamina, and magic recovery. And of course, you can pickpocket like a sneaky kitty. On top of that, dealing critical damage grants you and your group minor savagery, increasing weapon critical ratings by 1320 for 20 seconds. A little bit of group utility in here, but it's still mainly a solo class. Shadow, consuming darkness. Used it from time to time, but on a constant basis, no. It was mainly used back in the day of 1 TAM on Nightblade health tanks. They were sap tanks. That's what this is mainly used for. Surprise attack was recently changed. Your main spammable skill, 8,900 physical damage. If you are flanking the enemy, shred it through a small portion of their armor, reducing their physical resistance by 5% for 10 seconds. It stacks. Attacking with surprise attack from the flank stuns the enemy for 3 seconds and sets them off balance. This is flanking them. This is not flanking them. This is flanking them. If you are at a 45-degree angle, you are flanking them. If you are up on them like this and they're facing you, that is not flanking them. Cloak yourself in a shadow with shadowy disguise. Become invisible for 3 seconds. Next direct damage attack used within 3 seconds will always be a critical strike. With all that critical damage, you come out into a surprise attack. Guaranteed crit. Come out into a incap. Guaranteed crit on your incap. Path of Darkness, mainly a Nightblade skill. Mass Hysteria. Most Nightblades have gotten away from it on Standblade. Is kind of nice for group utility if you're rolling in a group. 6 enemies getting the fear stun. Fear stun is a very hard stun to break. 5 seconds for 6 people in the area. Shadow image. So, the way this is going to work, say I plant it here, go into combat over here. As you can see on my ability bar, that's the range that I can use it again. That's the range I can't. I'm going, oh no, I'm taking a lot of damage. It just roll away and go back invis. It does work on the top of keeps when dropping below for bombers as well. On top of that, it has a 28-meter range, 20-second duration. It does hit for magic damage, but it applies minor maim to everyone that it hits for 4 seconds. Activating it again will allow you to teleport to the Shade's location. It does scale with your highest offensive stat. Passives, Refreshing Shadows, increases your health, stamina, magic recovery by 15% just in general. Casting a shadow ability grants major resolve for 6 seconds, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 5280. This duration is increased by 25% for each piece of heavy armor equipped. I run 2 heavy, 5 medium. If I'm in Cyrodiil, I'm running 6 medium, 1 heavy. Current duration, 7.5 seconds. So, we're going off shadow abilities. This is a shadow ability. This is a shadow ability. That's a shadow ability. You're going to be using those 3 quite often. You're going to have your abilities up. Your resistance is up most of the time. It does refresh every time you use surprise attack or cloak. Increase your max health by 3% for each shadow ability slotted. 6% on that bar, 3% on that bar. Just the way it worked out. Nothing that I'm just trying to plan. Increase the duration of your non-invisibility based shadow abilities by 2 seconds. Non-invisibility based abilities is like surprise attack. It's going to increase your physical resistance. Debuff. It is going to increase the stun. How long this stays active. Pretty nice to have that. Moving on to Siphoning, Soul Shred. It is kind of used as a defensive ult. Really nice little burst heal. Can be synergized for a decent heal as well. A lot of these are not used on Nightblade. These are mainly Nightblade skills. Leeching Strikes. I've seen some Nightblades use the other morph of this. I think it's called Siphon. No, it isn't Siphoning Strikes. I can't remember what it's called. But it's a Magicka version of this. It's basically the same thing, but it's Magicka. Your weapons with soul stealing power, causing your light and heavy attacks to heal you for 1452 health and restore 106 stamina for 20 seconds. Fully charged heavy attacks restore twice the value. So 200 stamina. 2,800, 900 some odd health. You restore up to 4270 additional stamina when the effect ends based on the length of time Leeching Strikes is active. This can be thought of like Rally, kinda, except for your stamina. You proc that, you can constantly get your stam back. You're constantly healing. Just through light attacks, all that. Let's say I dump my stam off. It's about to hit 1 second. Huge amount of little bursts just staying there. Other than that, nothing too special in the passives. Like, everything's going to be coming to you on a constant basis, just through natural gameplay. Nothing that you have to actually plan for, really, other than playing around invisibility. That being said, I've seen some Nightblades using D-Swing, if you prefer to use that over Surprise Attack. Executioner, I said this before, I prefer this one over the Killer's Blade. Rally is going to be your main source of burst heal. Do not rely on your Spectral Arrow heal. It is completely unreliable. Rally is your burst heal, period. Seen some stand blades, I've even did it in the past, ran one-handed shield. Dual wield for Barrel Blade, they've ran that. Bow. It used to be a bow gank. Please don't be a bow gank. But the option is there and it is available. They'll use rapid fire. Lethal arrow, focused aim, magnum shot, bombard, poison injection. Venom arrow is a little bit more utility right now. I do choose to use poison injection because this is a gank blade. I prefer to kill my targets very quickly at the utmost efficiency. If you are open worlding and you run in a group on a consistent basis, then maybe you might want to run Venom Arrow. It will stop reses. For those of you that bow gank, in my opinion, like it or not, toxic part of the community. Bombard spammers, magnum shot spammers, lethal arrow spammers. Y'all need to learn how to melee gank, because when bow gets nerfed, and it's gonna get nerfed, believe me, it's gonna get ravaged. Because it is highly effective right now, both in group play and in single target gank play. That is going to get gutted. Go ahead and plan on it. Might be by the end of the year, might be next year. It's going to get gutted. You need to learn how to go into melee combat on a Nightblade. Choose to use Shuffle or Elude, your choice. Gives you major evasion, will make you a little bit more tanky. You can use the snare immunity or the 30% major expedition morph. This is why we always go medium armor. Increases your weapon damage. Always nice. Improves sneak. Reduces detection radius and sneak reduction. Stam recovery, stam cost. Movement speed bonus, and roll dodge. Everything you're going to use on a stand blade. Legendman, I'm still currently trying to level mine. For years I've never leveled it. Didn't really see the huge benefit in it. Even then, it's still kind of minuscule to me, but it is nice to have that not little, but big reduced cost and to sneak. Fighters Guild, Camouflage Hunter. This is what you're going to do. If you're going full melee gank blade and you don't want to use ambush, put that on there. Give you the minor berserk whenever you flank with your surprise attack. Then you get the off balance bonus and the major crit. Fighters Guild passive for increased damage. Right there. On top of everything else. So, it's just going to stack really hard. Sigil Order. I use Temporal Guard and Backbar, constant minor protection. Whenever I'm trying to heal, roll dodge, go back invis. If I get hit by something, I always have that minor protection. Race Against Time, always really nice. Gives you major expedition. Increases critical damage by 10% with minor force. Gives you snare, mobilization immunity. On demand, major expedition, and snare immunity. Yes, we are using a bow. We can get it at any point in time that way. But, say you're in combat and you can't roll dodge, you can hit that. Resolving Vigor. Main heal over time for most stam classes. We'll say all stam classes. Of course, you're going to get those passives as well. Whenever Khajiit. Make sure my abilities are set back up the way I wanted them. Alright, so here comes the complicated part. And a lot of people fail to grasp or have trouble grasping. Eat my food real quick. So your stealth, right? You have all your buffs up. You cast this, it's gonna bring you out of stealth. Cast this, it'll bring you out of stealth. Don't cast those two unless, you know, you're prepared to come out of stealth. Before you enter a fight, if you can afford it, afford the time, or maybe you just feel uncomfortable and you want to have that extra little security net, cast that before you go in. Make sure you're buffed as you're closing distance. Invis into an end cap. They're stunned. Just start your rotation. That's all you're going to do. That's one way to do it. When they get low health, Executioner. If you're trying to avoid damage, make sure, you know, so you have that up. They drop a Donnie. Go ahead and roll dodge, get your major expedition, teleport out. Go back invis, reset the fight. Heavy attack and surprise attack is your other combo. Heavy attack stun will stun them out of stealth. And it's going to improve that next surprise attack by 10%. With this, that's going to stun into an end cap, which is increased by 2%, increasing your surprise attacks with that one passive off surprise or end caps by increased damage done for 20% for the next couple of seconds. Went over the end cap and surprise attack combos. Now we're going to dip into how to use your Assassin's Scourge to the utmost efficiency. Assassin's Scourge is that little purple arrow that you see down there. This thing. So, we're going to build ult real quick. Got it up, right? As you can see, that was the sound. Go into that. Heavy attack, end cap, Assassin's Scourge. That's one combo. Now, rocking off your Assassin's Scourge in this manner is a little bit more of a task than I'd like to admit. But if you can pull it off, it has extraordinary results. There's people with 30k health that will plummet. Build ult again. We're just going to sit here and let it go. Alright, got it again. That's how fast it is on having your end cap. It only takes a short amount of time. It's already up again. Got heavy attack, into surprise attack, into end cap, into Assassin's Scourge. So in doing those combos, you're proccing off this skill. Go to the top here. You're hitting them on the flank. 8% increased damage. You're hitting them with off balance. That's 10% increased damage through your CP if you're running the Tactician passive. I think it's called Tactician. This is hitting hard, right? So, you're going to proc off the end cap for 20% increased damage on that target. to line up this into these. Or this. It's going to make your poison injection hit 20% harder. It's going to make your surprise attacks hit 20% harder. Your assassins will. Everything is going to hit 20% harder. It does stack as well if, say, you're running ambush. If you choose to run ambush instead of running executioner, and you ambush in on their flank, you have just gotten a 16% bonus. So 16% bonus into the end cap. For example, hold on. If you would rather do this, then go ahead. You know, you can hit them with that. Where's the... Oh, I didn't cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go in on the flank. Yes, it will hit hard. If you prefer to do that instead, go ahead. I prefer to go in with no ambush because ambush can sometimes screw you over and you can't know the whole situation before you jump in. Those couple of seconds of walking up to them can provide time for someone else to come out of stealth that you didn't know was there, or for a situation to develop or more people to come out that were going to T-bone you in the first place. So sometimes going, you know, in to the gape of whatever it is in Cyrodiil, you know, and just ambushing in, sometimes a bad thing. It is nice for a gap closer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the skill. Just saying, if you slow down a little bit, you'd be surprised how much more success you'll have. That being said, if you have any questions, concerns, or want one-on-one time, I'm on Xbox and A. I do run a guild called Glory of Valhalla. I'm more than happy to have one-on-one time with you and explain this and go, you know, skill by skill all through this and help you learn the game better. This is my Stam Nightblade how-to. Like, comment, subscribe. I am on Twitch. I stream at 10 p.m. on my off days. I think that's it. That's how you Stam Blade, guys.